Chosen ones, let me start by saying this: you didn't find this video by accident. This is divine timing, and you're here because God knows what you've been through. You faced betrayal, lies, and injustice. People who were supposed to support you turned on you. They did you dirty, and then, as if that wasn't enough, they played the victim, manipulating the truth, twisting the story, and making you look like the villain. But let me remind you of something powerful. God saw it all. He saw the tears you cried in silence. He saw the pain you carried when no one believed your side of the story. And while they may have fooled others for a while, they could never fool God. He witnessed every deceitful act, every lie whispered, and every scheme plotted against you. I want you to know that justice is not only coming, it's already in motion. This is your moment to rise above the hurt. What they meant for your downfall, God is turning into your breakthrough. The tables are turning, and their masks are falling. The truth will come to light, and you will stand victorious. You are divinely protected, and no weapon formed against you will prosper. As you listen to this message, I encourage you to keep your heart pure and your faith strong. If you've ever felt alone or misunderstood, know that you are not alone. This community is here for you. Share your thoughts, your struggles, and your victories in the comments below. Let's stand together, chosen ones, and remind each other of the power that comes from walking in God's favor. If this message resonates with you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your story has power, and your testimony can inspire others to keep moving forward. Chosen ones, get ready. God is not done with you yet. Your victory is already written. Let's dive in and uncover the truth about what happens when God's chosen ones are attacked, because God saw everything. They hurt you and played the victim. Chosen ones, listen carefully. What you've been through isn't random, it's part of a greater plan. They hurt you deeply, and to make matters worse, they had the audacity to play the victim. They twisted the story so perfectly that they convinced others you were the problem. But let me tell you this, God saw everything. They didn't just make mistakes, they planned every move with the intention to bring you down. They spread lies, tarnished your reputation, and did everything in their power to isolate you. Their actions weren't accidental. Every word they whispered, every rumor they started, was calculated to destroy you. They whispered poison into the ears of people you trusted. They made others doubt you, question your character, and turn their backs on you. They worked overtime to make you feel alone and cornered. They thought if they could convince the world you were the villain, they could escape accountability. But here's the truth. They didn't just attack your reputation. They attacked everything about you, your relationships, your very essence. Masters of manipulation. These people weren't content just to hurt you. They wanted to paint themselves as the victims in a narrative they carefully constructed. They became experts at twisting the truth to make themselves look innocent. In their version of events, they were the ones wronged. They were the ones suffering. You were made to look like the aggressor. And for a while, it worked. People believed their lies and turned against you. You were left standing in the ruins of the life they tried to destroy. But chosen ones, listen. The truth always comes to light. God sees beyond their masks. While they manipulated others into believing their false version of events, God knew their real intentions. Their lies reflect more about them than about you. God saw it all. While they played the victim to the world, God was watching. He doesn't just see actions, He sees the intentions of the heart. They may have fooled people, but they can't fool God. They thought they were getting away with it. They believed no one would catch them. But what they didn't realize is that God always has the final say. He sees everything done in the darkness and brings it into the light. The lies they spread are beginning to unravel. People are waking up to the truth. The very lies they told about you are coming back on them. What they meant for harm is turning into their downfall. They feared your light. Chosen ones, let me make this clear. They didn't attack you because you did something wrong. They attacked you because of who you are. Your light made them uncomfortable. Your confidence, your strength, and your unwavering faith were things they couldn't stand. Instead of working on themselves, they focused on trying to tear you down. Why? Because your very presence reminded them of their insecurities. Your success highlighted their failures. Your resilience made them jealous. Your strength threatened their pride. Your light exposed their darkness. They wanted to see you fail because your growth exposed their stagnation. Instead of rising to meet your energy, they tried to drag you down to their level. But here's the truth: your light can't be dimmed. Every lie, every attack, every betrayal only made you stronger. They thought they could break you, but all they did was fuel your growth. God is flipping the script. Chosen ones, what they did to harm you is being reversed. Their lies are being exposed, and their manipulations are being revealed. God is turning the tables in your favor. The truth is coming to light. People who turned against you will see the real story. Those who betrayed you will have to face the consequences. God saw the tears you cried and the pain you endured. Every moment of loneliness, every feeling of abandonment, He saw it all. And He was not passive. While you were hurting, God was working behind the scenes to bring justice. Your strength is their downfall. Their plan was to destroy you, but instead, they revealed who they really are. Their lies didn't break you, they built you. Every attack only refined you, making you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Chosen ones, remember this: you are not defined by what they did to you. You are defined by how you rose above it. You didn't allow their actions to corrupt your heart or steal your faith. And because you stayed strong, God is elevating you. Their schemes will not succeed. What they did in darkness will be brought to light. While they scramble to hold onto their lies, you are rising higher than ever before. The beginning of justice. Chosen ones, don't lose hope. This is not the end, it's the beginning of justice. God saw everything, and He is not silent. Their actions will come back on them, and the truth will set you free. You are chosen, you are protected, and nothing they did can stop the purpose God has for your life. Hold on to that truth, because your victory is coming. Jealousy and fear were the root of their actions. Chosen ones, let's talk about the real reason they did what they did. It wasn't because you did anything wrong. It wasn't because you deserved it. No, their actions were rooted in something much deeper: jealousy and fear. When they looked at you, they saw something they didn't have: strength, resilience, and a light that shines so brightly it couldn't be ignored. That light made them uncomfortable. It exposed their insecurities, their shortcomings, and the darkness within them. Instead of confronting their own flaws, they chose to attack you. They thought that if they could bring you down, they would feel better about themselves. Jealousy is a dangerous thing. It doesn't just whisper, it shouts, it schemes, and it destroys. When they saw your potential, when they saw the way you carried yourself with grace and unwavering faith, they couldn't handle it. You didn't need to put others down to rise, and that was intimidating to them. Your light exposed their darkness. The truth is, chosen ones, your presence was like a mirror for them. When they looked at you, they saw everything they were not: your authenticity, your confidence, your ability to overcome challenges with a spirit of peace. Your light didn't just shine, it exposed. It forced them to see their own darkness, their bitterness, and their envy. And they couldn't stand it. Instead of seeing your light as an inspiration, they saw it as a threat. You didn't need to manipulate, pretend, or lie to gain favor. You just had to be you. That's what made them lash out. It wasn't because of something you did. It was because of who you are. They tried to compete with you. Somewhere deep down, they believed they could compete with you. But what they didn't realize is this: you're not competing with anyone. You're walking in your divine purpose, a purpose that no one else can claim or replicate. God gave you a unique calling, a light that was made to stand out, not to fit in. They tried to imitate you. They watched your every move, hoping to match your energy, your success, or your growth. But what they didn't understand is that what you have comes from God. Your gifts, your blessings, your spirit, all of it is divinely given, and it can't be stolen. When their attempts to compete failed, that jealousy turned into hate. They began plotting, scheming, and spreading lies, hoping to bring you down. They wanted to make you doubt yourself, to question your worth, and to feel as small as they felt inside. But here's the truth: their jealousy is not your burden to carry. Your success triggered their insecurities. Chosen ones, their attacks were never about you. They were about the war they were fighting within themselves. Every time you succeeded, every time you rose above a challenge, it reminded them of their own failures. Instead of being happy for you, they resented you. Instead of supporting you, they turned against you. They envied your strength because they lacked it. They hated your faith because it exposed their doubts. They resented your peace because they lived in chaos. Your ability to remain strong in the face of adversity was something they couldn't understand. They couldn't comprehend how you continued to shine, even after all the storms you faced. Your resilience threatened them. Your growth reminded them of their stagnation. When people are unhappy with themselves, they project their pain onto others. They thought that tearing you down would build them up, but in reality, every attack only revealed their weakness. Their actions didn't break you. They exposed who they really are. God knew their hearts. Chosen ones, while they were busy plotting, God was watching. He saw their jealousy, their envy, and their hate. He heard every lie they told and every rumor they spread. They may have thought they were getting away with it, but nothing escapes God's view. Psalm 37:12-13 says, "The wicked plot against the righteous and gnash their teeth at them, but the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he knows their day is coming." God knew their hearts even before they took action. He knew they were driven by fear and insecurity. And while they were busy trying to destroy you, God was already preparing to lift you higher. He allowed them to expose themselves so that he could clear them out of your path. Their attacks backfired. Here's the beauty of God's plan. What they meant for harm, God used for your good. Every scheme they set against you, every lie they told, only served to make you stronger. They thought they could dim your light, but instead, their actions amplified it. While they were focused on you, they ignored their own growth. While they were busy trying to hold you back, they unknowingly built their own downfall. The very traps they set for you are the ones they will fall into. You are untouchable. Chosen ones, you are divinely protected. Their jealousy, their hate, their envy, none of it can touch you. God has placed a hedge of protection around you, and no weapon formed against you will prosper. They tried to break you, but you only became stronger. They tried to silence you, but your voice grew louder. They tried to dim your light, but you shone even brighter. Their actions were fueled by jealousy, but your response is fueled by faith. You didn't let their negativity consume you. You didn't let their hate define you. And because of that, God is about to elevate you. Keep walking in your purpose. Chosen ones, don't let their actions distract you. Don't let their jealousy or hate steal your peace. Keep walking in your purpose. Keep shining your light. What God has for you cannot be taken away by anyone. Their jealousy is their problem, not yours. You were not created to shrink or hide your light. You were created to stand out, to rise, and to walk in the greatness that God has ordained for you. Remember this. Their attacks are only proof of how powerful your light truly is. They wouldn't fight so hard to bring you down if you weren't a threat to the darkness. So, hold your head high, chosen ones. God saw everything, and he is fighting for you. Your elevation is coming, and nothing, absolutely nothing can stop it. They thought they could hide, but God saw it all. Chosen ones, let me remind you of this one undeniable truth. God sees everything. They thought they could plot behind closed doors, whisper their lies, and manipulate people into believing their twisted narratives. They believed they were untouchable, confident that no one would ever see the truth. But here's what they forgot. There is no hiding from God. The very things they did in secret were never hidden from him. Every lie they told, every act of betrayal, every plan to bring you down, God was watching. He saw their schemes unfold, and he knew their hearts even before they took action. They may have fooled others for a time, but they could never fool the one who sees all. They thought they were above consequences. In their arrogance, they believed they could escape accountability. They thought they could manipulate situations, twist the truth, and walk away without ever facing the consequences. That false sense of power blinded them. They saw themselves as untouchable, untouchable by man, and even untouchable by God. But the Bible tells us in Galatians 6:7, "Do not be deceived, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Every seed of deceit, every word of slander, and every evil scheme they planted is now bearing fruit, but not in the way they expected." They thought they could plant destruction in your life and reap success. They thought they could take from you and somehow come out ahead. But that's not how God works. What they sowed in darkness will come back to them tenfold. God is not mocked, chosen ones. His justice is perfect, and no one can escape it. They thought they could outsmart you, but they forgot they were going up against the God who protects you. God was keeping record. There may have been times when you felt like no one believed you. Times when it seemed like they were getting away with everything they did to you. Maybe you wondered, God, do you see what they're doing? Why aren't you stepping in? But let me assure you, God was keeping record. He wasn't ignoring your pain. He was documenting every lie, every betrayal, and every tear you shed. The Bible says in Romans 12:19, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord." You don't need to fight for yourself because God is already fighting on your behalf. He saw the way they slandered your name, the way they manipulated others, and the way they tried to destroy everything you've built. He saw it all, and He has not forgotten. They may have convinced others of their innocence, but they cannot escape the truth. God doesn't just see actions, He sees intentions. While they played the victim, He saw the bitterness and jealousy in their hearts. He knows the truth, and now the time has come for Him to act. The mask is slipping. Chosen ones, have you noticed something lately? Their mask is starting to slip. The lies they told are beginning to unravel. The people who once believed their stories are starting to see the cracks in their facade. The truth, no matter how deeply buried, always finds its way to the surface. The ones who set traps for you are now caught in their own web of deceit. They thought they were so clever, so careful in hiding their true nature. But God has a way of pulling back the curtain and exposing what's been hidden. People are starting to see through their manipulation. They're realizing that the ones who cried victim were the ones causing the most damage. And now, the very schemes they used against you are turning against them. Psalm 7:15-16 says, "Whoever digs a hole and scoops it out falls into the pit they have made. The trouble they cause recoils on them. Their violence comes down on their own heads." Their plans are falling apart. The people who plotted against you are now watching their plans crumble. The lies they told are being exposed, and the relationships they tried to use as weapons are falling apart. Everything they built on deception is collapsing, because God does not allow wickedness to stand forever. They thought they could destroy you, but instead, they destroyed themselves. Their actions have consequences they didn't foresee. The more they tried to harm you, the more they set themselves up for failure. Their manipulation, their slander, their jealousy, it's all catching up to them now. While they're scrambling to keep up appearances, you are rising. You are walking in peace, free from the chaos they tried to create. You've already been delivered from their grasp, and now they are the ones struggling to hold on. God is turning it around. Chosen ones, what they meant for harm, God is turning for your good. Their actions may have caused pain, but they couldn't stop your purpose. While they were busy plotting your downfall, God was setting you up for a breakthrough. They thought they could take away your peace, but God gave you strength. They thought they could silence your voice, but God made your testimony louder. They thought they could ruin your reputation, but God is restoring you in ways they can't even imagine. Their attacks only elevated you. Their betrayal only brought you closer to God. And now, while they are facing the consequences of their actions, you are walking into a season of favor, peace, and victory. The truth always wins. Chosen ones, the truth always wins. It may take time, but God will always reveal what's been done in the dark. Their lies cannot stand against His justice. Their schemes cannot overcome His plans for your life. As they face the consequences of their actions, you will rise above it all. You will walk in the truth, in peace, and in the blessings God has prepared for you. So don't lose heart. Don't let their actions shake your faith. God has seen everything, and His justice is perfect. While they struggle to hold on to the lies, you will continue to rise higher. Remember this, what they did in secret, God will expose in the light. You are chosen. You are protected. And nothing they did can stop what God has for you. Their plans are falling apart, but your purpose is just beginning. Hold on, your victory is near. God's justice is unfolding. Chosen ones, let me reassure you of this. God's justice is already in motion. They thought they could get away with what they did to you, the lies, the betrayal, and the manipulation. But God never forgets, and He never overlooks the pain caused to His chosen ones. What they did in the dark is now being brought into the light, and the consequences are catching up with them. They may have walked around with their heads held high, acting like they were untouchable. They reveled in their false sense of victory, thinking they had won. But their confidence was misplaced because God had already seen their every move, the consequences of their actions. The Bible reminds us in Galatians 6:7, "Do not be deceived, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." The seeds of deceit, jealousy, and wickedness they planted are now sprouting, and what they're reaping is not what they expected. The very traps they set for you have become their own downfall. The lies they spread are being revealed. Their relationships are falling apart. Their plans for success are failing. Every attack they launched against you has boomeranged back onto them. They thought they could ruin your life, but instead, their actions are dismantling their own. This is God's justice at work. The weight of guilt. Don't be fooled by the brave faces they put on. Behind closed doors, they're crumbling. The guilt of what they did haunts them day and night. They replay their actions in their minds, and no matter how much they try to suppress it, they can't escape the truth. Their conscience has become their prison, and they're stuck in a cycle of mental and spiritual torment. The peace they tried to steal from you has been taken from them. Every sleepless night, every moment of regret is a direct consequence of their betrayal. God's justice doesn't just affect the external, it reaches deep into their hearts, exposing the darkness they tried to hide. You are rising while they are falling. Chosen ones, while they struggle with the consequences of their actions, you are rising. God has removed them from your life for a reason. He saw the wickedness in their hearts and knew they could not go where He is taking you. While they are stuck, unable to move forward, God is elevating you. He is restoring everything they tried to take from you. Your peace, your strength, and your purpose are being renewed. Trust God's timing. God's justice may not always come when we expect it, but it comes right on time. He is a God of fairness, and He ensures that those who caused harm face the full weight of their actions. You don't need to seek revenge or fight back, because God is fighting for you. Chosen ones, stay focused on your path. Let go of the pain they caused and trust that God's justice is already unfolding. Their downfall is inevitable, and your victory is certain. Keep walking in faith and watch as God continues to move in your favor. Their jealousy became their downfall. Chosen ones, let's uncover the truth behind their actions. Jealousy, plain and simple, is what drove them to target you. They couldn't stand to see you rise, to see you shining so brightly in your purpose. Your light was a mirror to their own insecurities, and instead of fixing what was broken within themselves, they chose to come after you. You need to understand this. It was never about what you did wrong. It was about who you are. Your spirit, your resilience, and your strength exposed their weaknesses. You didn't need to boast or try to prove yourself, you simply existed, and that was enough to make them uncomfortable. Your success triggered their insecurities. Every step you took forward, every success you achieved, was a reminder of what they lacked. Instead of celebrating your growth, they resented it. Instead of being inspired, they became bitter. They tried to compete with you, but what they didn't realize is that you were never competing with anyone. You are walking in your own divine calling, a path that was designed specifically for you. They envied what they could not have, the God-given favor that rests upon you. When they saw your success, they felt small. When they saw your strength, they felt weak. And when they saw your faith, it reminded them of their own doubts. Instead of confronting those feelings, they lashed out at you. They tried to dim your light. Jealousy is a powerful force, and it drove them to do things they'll regret forever. They spread lies. They turned people against you. They tried to poison your relationships and ruin your reputation. But here's the beautiful thing about your light: no one can put it out. They thought their attacks would destroy you, but instead, you shined even brighter. Their jealousy backfired, because everything they meant for harm, God turned for your good. They wanted you isolated, but God used it to strengthen you. They wanted you broken, but God used it to build you. They wanted you forgotten, but God made you unforgettable. Every attempt to dim your light only magnified it. While they were busy trying to tear you down, God was lifting you higher. God has exposed their hearts. Chosen ones, God saw what was happening the entire time. He saw the envy in their hearts, the bitterness in their spirit, and the evil in their actions. They may have fooled people for a while, but they could never fool God. Now, the truth is being revealed. Their jealousy is being exposed for all to see. The very actions they took to harm you are now becoming their own downfall. What they sowed in malice, they are now reaping in regret. Keep rising, chosen one. You are not defined by their jealousy or their attempts to destroy you. You are defined by God's favor over your life. What they tried to take from you, God is restoring tenfold. So, keep rising. Keep walking in your purpose. Let their jealousy be their burden, not yours. Your light is untouchable, and God is using you as a living testimony that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Their downfall has already begun, and your victory is here. You are chosen, you are protected, and you are unstoppable. Chosen ones, as you reflect on this message, always remember this: God saw everything, and He's fighting for you. No matter how unfair the situation felt, No matter how much they tried to tear you down, you are rising because of God's favor. Their schemes, their lies, and their jealousy will never stop what God has planned for your life. If this message spoke to your spirit, let it be a confirmation that your breakthrough is near. God is restoring what was stolen, rebuilding what was broken, and elevating you beyond what they ever imagined. Hold on to your faith, trust God's timing, and know that justice is already unfolding. Before you go, I want to encourage you to leave a comment below. Share your thoughts, your journey, or how God has shown up for you. Your testimony could inspire someone who needs hope right now. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs this message. You are chosen, you are protected, and you are walking in victory. Keep shining brightly, and remember God has already written your story, and the best is yet to come. Stay strong, stay faithful, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.